Hello, everyone. Welcome to LexTalk, World Talk Show presented by Recovery Creators. Today, we have Ms. Teresa Daulat with us. Teresa is an advocate with 12 years of experience in litigation and dispute resolution, and founder of a full-service law firm, TRD Associates. I would also want to mention she's a first-generation lawyer. So we will be discussing about that. She specializes in civil and commercial litigation as well as high value commercial arbitrations. And we actually have a lot to discuss about her. And it was pretty hard for me to mention everything. So without further ado, let me first of all introduce you to her. Hello, Teresa. Welcome to the show. And how are you doing today?
Hi, Sagar. I'm doing fine.
Good to hear that. Teresa, as you can see, I tried my level best to cover a few things about you to set up a context for all the viewers. And I also mentioned that you're a first generation lawyer. So my key interest is first of all in knowing about why law, why not something else, considering that you're a first generation lawyer.
Thanks for actually asking that question. It's a question that sometimes even I think about. Why law? Initially, when I thought of deciding my career path, there were a lot of options that were available. However, I have always believed in that I need to help people. And I felt that law was a good field where not just that I end up helping people, but of course, you can make some good money as well. It's an amazing profession. This profession has a lot of dignity, and it actually helps a lot of the companies as well as common people.
So what you're talking about is about, I guess, value creation at the same time.
Yes.
Brilliant. And you've started your law firm, quite a young age. So why to do that as well? I mean, generally people do practice and they take their own time in order to, jump onto their own law firm.
Well, I wouldn't speak about anybody else, but my reasons were that after working for a long period of time in an established law firm, I felt that it was now time for me to move on and grow. Personal growth is extremely important. And once you start your own law firm, that growth is there, personal growth is there, as well as you can control the manner in which or what kind of matters you are doing. Sometimes when you're working in a law firm, you may be doing certain matters which you don't feel are justified. As well as the fact that you get to grow as a person, as a lawyer, a lot more when you start your own law firm. I thought the time was right for me. And thankfully, it was a correct decision on my part. Of course, a lot of people initially told me that, you can't start at such a young age. You should think about the risk involved. But I think in any aspect of your life, there's always a risk that is involved. You must take a calculated risk for sure, but you should take the risk. So that's how we are here today.
Yeah, indeed. And I guess it's a pleasure to finally have you on the show. If you can also, Teresa, describe your area of speciality or area of expertise, if I may call that, in the field of law.
So while my law firm, we service all clients and all kinds of matters. However, we specialize in dispute resolution, whether it's a matter in court or whether it is arbitration, but this is our specialty. And litigation, thankfully, there's a lot of litigation that is there. But apart from litigation, we also do the pre-litigation consultation, because what we believe in is that you should not just straight away approach a court. If you can resolve a matter, then it is much better. But of course, if it cannot be mutually resolved through settlement, then we handle the entire litigation. So you could say that we specialize in dispute resolution.
Now, as you specialize in dispute resolution, what would be your advice to a client as regards the approach they should have when there is a possibility of litigation?
So first and foremost, I feel that, and this is something that I've been seeing in a lot of matters that we have been handling, that from the inception, people are not too careful. The fact of the matter is that whether you expect some litigation to come up or not, you must, from the inception, take care of all your correspondence, your contractual clauses, You may be going to, there are certain firms who specialize only in contract drafting. They take care of what is known as the corporate law. But it is also essential that you must have on your retainer or take advice from a litigation law firm, because every document, I feel that you should try and make it litigation proof, or at least structure it in such a manner that in the event of a dispute, your client is the one who gets the advantage. Every letter, every correspondence that we are sending, there can be an admission of any fact in that. So that is something that you must vet it through a lawyer. Many a times clients feel that, what is the need of going through a lawyer? Lawyer is just going to complicate the issues. But I believe that you can take care of litigation much better if right from the inception, all your correspondence and your contracts are proper. So that is something I would say that people need to take care of. And of course, it goes without saying that when you are going to a lawyer, don't be penny wise, pound foolish. Just take care of the fact that you're going to the right advocate. There are a lot of lawyers today in the world, a lot, especially in India. There's a lot of lawyers that you will find, but you should know which lawyer you're going to. They should be giving you correct advice. It's not necessary you have to spend a lot of money for that. But the fact is, the quality of the work should be good. Irrespective if it's a big firm, small firm, it doesn't matter.
So there's a, I'm not sure whether I should ask this question or not, but I'm sort of very intrigued understanding about this. Mediation versus litigation. What do you think? Will mediation sometime, in coming future, leave the, come out of the category of ADR and, come into the, the alternate dispute resolution and come into the major play? Because recently we had a discussion with a lawyer and they thought that mediation should come first. In a lot of senses, it depends on case to case. But from a 10,000 feet, what do you think? What's your take? What will you pick up, litigation or mediation?
To advise a client, I would say mediation first. In fact, mediation has become so important that today the law also recognizes it. Today, before filing any commercial suit, the law provides that you must first go for mediation. Therefore, mediation is something I think is extremely important. But apart from mediation, I would like people also to explore conciliation. That's in fact provided in the Act as well. And it would have the same effect as an award after arbitration. But the fact is that in a conciliation, a lot of issues, a lot of disputes can be resolved on the basis of the mutual understanding of the party, rather than sticking with the exact contractual clauses that are provided. Ultimately, most of the contracts, at least the commercial contracts that we see, it's a business that that the clients are into, right? It's a commercial decision that you have to take. Now, if you go to straight away into arbitration or you go into litigation, of course, the lawyers, we have to justify our client's stand. We have to justify our brief. The counsels have to do that, and we have to stick to the contract and the law that is there. But when you do conciliation or mediation for that matter, the clients, they can take a decision on the basis of their their benefits, whatever decision suits their business more. And it becomes a much faster way of resolving a dispute. And of course, if mediation and conciliation do not work out, you can walk out and you can carry on with your alternate dispute or with your litigation. So I feel that, yes, there's a huge market for that, and clients should opt for it.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to hear that. Because there are a lot of young lawyers and students who watch our show, so we want to bring all the angles of the practice into play for this. Teresa, if we can also have your take on, we all survived pandemic, if I may use that word. I guess that's the correct word. And in that time, it also ironically brought a lot of positive disruptions along with it. We saw a lot of courts begin moving towards more remote proceedings and availability. What do you think? Is this sustainable and a possible way to increase access to justice?
I absolutely agree. It is sustainable as well as a possible way of increasing access to justice. However, there are certain aspects which need to be rectified. The infrastructure, that is extremely important. Today, when the pandemic happened, of course, our courts swiftly adopted the entire virtual system. We had virtual courts. In fact, because even though it was the pandemic and a lot of people had no work, we thankfully had a lot of work because the courts had shifted to the virtual mode. The courts, of course, have a good infrastructure, but every attorney, every client may not have access to a good infrastructure. So to the extent that a good infrastructure can be provided, I think it is the most sustainable way of doing litigation.
How would you rate the current legal system's drive towards encouraging access to justice? What do you think? Is there a gap? Is there a justice gap? And if there is there a tangible movement in closing the justice gap?
I would say that there is a little justice gap. Of course, it is there. But I think our judicial system is today trying to achieve that they can close this gap. They've been put in a lot of efforts. There are a lot of schemes that are there. There is, more access to justice that is being provided. It will take some time to close the gap completely. However, that approach, that endeavor is already there in place.
What you're saying is intent is there. It's just that it's a matter of time that you're looking at.
We are quite a huge democracy. It's the amount of number of people that we have. It obviously takes a long time period to establish everything. Your access to justice requires a good infrastructure as well. It requires that good lawyers are willing to represent people who cannot afford their fees as well. Therefore, almost every court has a legal cell. There are a lot of other kind of opportunities that are being given. Now, the entire virtual system of the functioning of the courts that actually gives access to a lot more people. The courts are trying to dispose of all the pending matters, the pending cases. Pendency is huge in our courts. And therefore, the courts have actually, they have endeavored into clearing all the pendency. Recently, Justice U.U. Lalit, Chief Justice of India, he actually ensured that maximum matters are listed in the Supreme Court and they are disposed of faster. So I believe the intent is there and it's already in the works. It'll take some time, but it shall happen.
Yes, number of people that we have in our country plays a big role in all these things, and we should always understand that. Talking about adopting new technology and of course the remote availability. In the era of legal technology, which finally came to us and pandemic worked as a catalyst for this, what are the most commonly used tools for you, or what are the tools that you want to suggest to other lawyers to make the task go easy?
So I believe that, as a firm, what we have done, I would first like to share that. Of course, everybody, we have ensured that there is a good internet. Everybody has their own iPads, so that you're not carrying heavy briefs. You can access the documents from wherever you want, as well as the fact that all our documents are on OneDrive. We have kept it so that we can even remotely access the documents, only of course who are authorized, but we can remotely access the documents, so that merely because I'm not sitting in my office, that doesn't mean that the work suffers. Further, we have ensured that everybody has, good knowledge and understanding of how to use the legal database. That is extremely important today. Whether it's Manupatra, it's SEC online, but the legal search database, that has become extremely important. And therefore, all our attorneys are trained. Periodically, we have sessions so that we can update their skills, as well as that we can, ensure that a client can also understand the things proper. Therefore, what we do is that rather than sending out physical papers and all by email, all the information, all the drafts, they are shared at a very faster pace. Therefore, it reduces the time that is consumed. And there is another glitch. Can we just pause just one sec?
Take 3 then. Yeah, please continue.
Yes, so that's the way that we have been training all our attorneys to get equipped with the entire system online.
Mm-hmm. Are there any basic tools that you want to suggest I won't say, I mean, I'm not sure. The basic things to start with in order to adapt the, new technology coming in to make the task go easy.
So I'll tell you one thing that I've personally used, because I was more of a paper person. And now in our office, we are shifting to completely paperless. On the iPad, you have something called liquid text. This is just candidly, I'm telling you this. There's something called liquid text. It is the most fabulous software that a lawyer can use, because you can literally mark your entire brief the manner in which you would mark it on your physical brief. There is bookmarking that is available in that, as well as the fact that if you have made some notes, you can just click on that and it'll take you to all the relevant pages. You can extract certain aspects also and use it. Then there is GoodNotes. That's also, again, an iPad-friendly software, but that's what we are using here. So GoodNotes also, when there's a conference and you're taking down notes, the entire conference or the important aspects of it can be recorded while you're making your notes. So you know that when you have made a note, what was the exact conversation that transpired between you and your client. So I think the basic thing that they can start with would be this, invest in an iPad, get these softwares, as well as move to something like a OneDrive or maybe some other kind of, software which allows you to have access to all your files.
Cloud services, yeah, yeah. And we are, I mean, by bringing technology into the play, I guess we're also talking about the taking smart action towards the classical task. And in that, I guess time management also plays a very vital role. How do you ensure to make the best of your time as a lawyer?
I'll tell you one thing, time management is crucial for a lawyer. Time is money, right? Time is money everywhere. And in our legal field, time is definitely money. So we have to always do time management, whether we have today the world has moved on to technology based or not. Even otherwise, we had to do time management. Of course, you need to have very productive resources. And you must also provide opportunities to your attorney. Like as a law firm, I can tell you, as a law firm, we ensure that our attorneys who are working with us, while they're slogging throughout the day, they also get some time off to, recharge, because that also becomes important. By providing that, what we are ensuring is that during their productive hours, they are extremely productive. We also have a timesheet that has been provided, and that timesheet, every attorney, the amount of work or whatever they're doing, they capture it in the timesheet. That not only helps you in your billing, but also as a person, as an attorney, when you're looking at the timesheet, you know where you have spent your time. Apart from that, we also have a software called TimeTree, which combines our entire schedule, all our matters, whether it is a matter, whether it's a litigation, whether it's in a court or it's an arbitration or some conference, everything is provided in that calendar. Because of that, the entire team is aware of what is coming up when. So then you ensure that you're spending your time properly.
That's very right. The reason why I asked you about this is, again, as I said, that a lot of young lawyers and students watch this, so we always want them to sort of find their way in the best manner possible. This has been a great session so far, Teresa, and you've guided us through all aspects of not just your practice, but about different takes on different things. But we will not let you leave the session, before you give some piece of advice to these aspiring lawyers. I mean, again, to reiterate, you're a first generation lawyer. You started a law firm at a quite young age. So, what piece of advice would you have for other aspiring lawyers?
That's a very nice question, and I would love to answer that. I think the fact is that all young aspiring lawyers must remember one thing: there is no substitute for hard work. I know it is a little cliche to say it, but nonetheless, it is absolutely true. There is no substitute for hard work. Plus, also keep on updating yourselves. It can't be that you whatever you are learning in your law school, that's of course not enough when you get into the actual real world. But you must keep on updating. The law is evolving. The circumstances are evolving. Law is meant to deal with the circumstances that we are facing every now and then. So when the world is evolving and the law is evolving, if you do not evolve, then you will not succeed. and you keep on doing the hard work, keep on, keep yourself abreast with the new changes in the law, as well as the, the judgments that are there, and what your client needs. That's also extremely important. Keep a focus on that. Then I'm sure you will succeed.
It's a wise word coming out of a wise lady. Everyone should keep notes of these things. I enjoyed this session, Teresa, very much. A lot of nuggets. Hope same goes for the viewers, and hope you also enjoyed the session.
I loved it. It was very nice interacting with you.
Thank you very much, Teresa, for sharing such great insights with us today. And we look forward to having a chat with you again in the future on some other trending topics in the international legal industry.
Definitely.
Thank you very much for joining
My
us.
pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Teresa. And for our viewers, if you like this chat with Teresa, I want you to like this video, to share this video, and click on that red button to subscribe to Click of Creators YouTube channel to appreciate what we do. And you have more coming in from legal industry leaders like Ms. Teresa Daulat. This was Sagar for Let's Talk World, signing off.